Dear Phil.
I haven't even got any cameras.
Happy birthday to you.
Hello there guys and welcome to Club Footy. My name is Steve and I'm back alongside Phil. How are you doing, Phil?
I'm very well, thank you, mate.
It's been a fascinating week of football. We're halfway through the Uruguay game as we watch it, so you'll probably know the full-time score during that point. Today we've got the big question that everyone's been asking. Can England win the World Cup? And here are 5 reasons why we can. But before we go too far, a little bit of housekeeping. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And also, I want to shout out to Nike for these shirts, these beautiful shirts that they provide with us. Thank you, Nike, the Portugal and the England shirt, which is very up to date. And also, don't forget, you could win that piece of art behind us, the Nigeria shirt. All you've got to do is subscribe to FOOTY.COM, comment in the video why you deserve it, and like this video, and that's good enough for an entry. Let's get into the first reason why England can actually bring the World Cup home. And Phil, it's Harry Kane. Why is this important?
This is huge because any team needs a proven goal scorer, and we can see it throughout the tournament. There's some great teams, but they don't have an end product. And this year in particular, England have got one of the hottest properties in the whole world. It's very exciting.
He's the kind of person at the moment where everything he touched is a goal, doesn't it? Yeah. He's scoring goals off his heel and he's not even paying attention. I know it's weird to get excited by a penalty, but the confidence. This is an England team at a major tournament, and the quality of those penalties.
You know what? It was, for me, it was that second one to do the same thing, the audacity to do that, and
the power, the
execution. It was. I mean, we've seen a lot of penalties, haven't we, this World Cup? That was far and away the best.
He hits that ball as hard as Neymar hits the floor, I think, just to win. Genuinely impressive stuff. And that's 5 goals now. He's currently the leading goal scorer. I'm sure a certain Cristiano Ronaldo will have something to say about that tonight. But that sometimes you need a talisman. And he could be that guy. He's the captain. He's got the weight of England on his shoulders, and he seems to be reveling in it. And the fourth reason is the tournament is currently being blown wide open by, I guess, some questionable dips in forms.
Yeah, we look at, so Brazil, many people's pre-tournament favourites, they just about snuck past Costa Rica and obviously held to a draw against Switzerland. You know, even the likes of Spain haven't looked their imperious best. So I think, you know, if we're going to do it, it's this year, because all
about Argentina, they're struggling. They could even go out in the tournament.
They could go out. Germany just, you know,
France
snuck through.
That great either, were they? Let's be honest. Germany just about finding form at the last minute. And I guess maybe it's a bunch of teams that, I know some of them will come good with a little bit of time, but at the moment, given the, and we'll get onto it in a little bit with the pace of the England team, but given the kind of bravado and the belief growing in the England team, most of these teams wouldn't like to face England. Maybe it's a year for the dark horses, and maybe England have become a bit of a dark horse, and you see Croatia doing really well.
Absolutely.
Belgium, I wouldn't say they're quite a dark horse, but they're kind of on the cusp, like England are. And these are the teams that are currently shining more so than the traditional favourites, I would say. So I guess maybe the fact that these other teams are struggling, maybe that's a reason for optimism. And the third point, it's an odd one to say, but maybe I've never seen expectations as low as they have for this England team going into a major tournament, especially in my lifetime anyway. Yeah,
you know what, I think if you think 2 years ago, we reached an all-time low, didn't we, with the Iceland game?
And beaten by a supermarket.
Absolutely, like this kind of year was a strange one. I think even if you're an optimistic fan, you weren't really expecting much. So to have this complete change of atmosphere and mood, I think it shows the benefit it was going into a tournament and just thinking, let's just play.
It's the whole we've hit rock bottom, so I guess the only way is up. And because of that, all expectations have been stripped back. And I know there's been loads of jokes about this coming home, but I think in general, it's been kind of slightly tongue-in-cheek. I don't think anyone's actually expecting it to come home. Maybe some people aren't, you know, given the evidence, it's not a wild dream, but I think in general, because of people are joking around and because of lack of the golden generation title and so on, I think people can just have a laugh about it. The players can be a little bit more relaxed. No one's expecting them to put 5 past Germany, you know. In general, I think we can just play with that kind of pressure off their shoulders and actually enjoy it. And I think that does make a difference, especially when it's a young team, especially when it's a team that no one expects anything of, because when you expect nothing, people, they want to prove something, don't they? They will want to prove that they are good footballers and that they can actually go further than most expect. And in at number 2 is something that we've all probably noticed in the press, the team chemistry. It's really good, isn't it? This is a team that's really well connected at the moment.
Yeah, we spoke about it on the show, didn't we, before, about the build-up and how Southgate has just managed it perfectly. And you can see that now translated to these games. Everything about, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch, is really professional. And really, there's a friendly, lively, youthful exuberance about the whole team. And I think, you know, that is a special thing, which actually, even though we've had talented teams, there's always been those club rivalries which have got in the way. Hugely. And you think, you know, and even the players themselves have admitted, haven't they? You know, the likes of Ferdinand and Lampard have said that those egos got in the way of tournaments in past years.
Think how big those players were. You're talking about the Beckhams and the Gerrard, Lampard, Ferdinand, the Scholes. They're just huge players, and in general, they don't really seem to have that level of authority. Any of these players, and they are younger, and that tends to make a difference. And in general, I guess the lack of expectation. Some playing for smaller teams traditionally, with all due respect to the likes of Leicester and so on. You've got a bunch of players there like Harry Maguire, who wouldn't be anywhere near the England team a few years back. If we're being honest, because he would have been a Manchester United centre half, and United would have been at the top of the European game at that point. It would have been someone bigger, but maybe as a result, because there's no egos, and I think that's probably fair to say, the team's just a little bit more chilled, and they seem to gel better. You can just see it by the pictures coming from training, and you've got the likes of other players like Dele Alli and so on coming out and defending Raheem Sterling, who's obviously had a lot of stick from the press.
The other thing I think, which is a big factor, is that there's great competition. So apart from the likes of maybe Kane, otherwise, all those players, they're working for it, and they know that if they put the effort in, they've got a chance. And I think that's a really strong thing in the team, which we maybe didn't have before, where we knew the names that were going to start. And then, of course, if you're in the squad, you're thinking, well, I'm not going to play. But this year, actually, there's great competition. And you see it, I think, even the players coming off the bench, they look like they want to be there. They look like they want to play for that starting place. So it really affects the team in a good way.
That's a little bonus point there, thrown in the middle there. That's like 0.2, 0.5 or something like that, But onto the actual main point. And for us, this is, I guess it's more of a technical thing about the team. And it's young and it's pacey, and those two attributes tend to bode relatively well for knockout tournaments in terms of, especially after a long, grueling season. A lot of these players who reach the latter stages of this tournament, they've been playing a lot in club football, and I guess that youthful exuberance and naivety can be a huge positive, couldn't it?
That's often the key to unlocking the defence, especially in the knockout stage. So when the games are tight, it's those fine margins, that killer ball, that audacious run around the back. Those are the kind of things which can catch teams off guard, and I think that's the one thing which, even across all the major teams, you'd probably say England have the best combination of those young, fast players. Actually.
Look at Lingard's goal. I know he's not the fastest, but that's once again that youthful exuberance. He's not the youngest either, but in terms of his actual career at the top, he is still pretty young, I would say. And then obviously you got the likes of someone like Rashford who'd come on and do something stupid off the bench in a good way. And I guess all the attributes, they make us a dangerous package to manage, don't they?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Because the system's working so well, if you look at a team like France, on paper their talent's better, but their system isn't really tried and tested. They're still changing the system in the games they've played. Whereas England, we know how we're going to play. We know we've got players off the bench that can do it. So actually, it does make us very dangerous. And oh gosh, as I'm saying this, the excitement's building already. Bring on Belgium, come on.
Belgium haven't got a cat in hell's chance according to this video. There's the scientific reasons why we've proven that football is indeed coming home about 22 years late, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. 52 years of her being washed away in one 10-minute video by FOOTY.COM. Sorted. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Let us know why we're being incredibly optimistic in the comments. Bring us back down to earth, or maybe agree with us. Also, don't forget you can win that shirt there, that work of art. You just got to like this video. You got to put your name in the comments. You got to subscribe, and that's it. And we'll be giving away a few more shirts this week, definitely, because teams are about to leave this World Cup. I know we've got a Tunisia one to give away very soon. So pay attention to FOOTY.COM, subscribe if you're new, and we will see you next time. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phil. I haven't even got any candles.
Happy birthday to you. There's no tray at the bottom, but it's a chocolate cake.
Phil, it's 25 today, is it?
25.
Yeah. You could never tell, could you?
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Don't spill it on your Portugal top, please.
Thank you, everyone.
All Phil wants for your birthday is England victory.
Absolutely.
You actually want something from Classic Football shirts. There's your free plug, Classic.